Let's stay within the country, but to the coast region. It's now been 2 days after President Uhuru Kenyatta issued a directive on the crackdown of narcotics and illegal drug use at the coast. Our coast reporter John Juma is here to give us further insight on this issue that has dogged the region, particularly affecting the youth. John, thanks for joining us this afternoon. Let's talk a little bit about this issue. What events have you seen on the ground or developments since the president issued this directive?
Thank you, Yvonne. We've not seen much on the ground apart from yesterday's press conference, which was chaired by the Interior Cabinet Secretary Joseph Nkaissery, together with Inspector General of Police Joseph Boynet and police chiefs in Mombasa, saying that they are still mapping the drug dens in Mombasa. Now, Yvonne, the question of whether we know the drug dens has never been the case. The question in place is, when are they going to carry out the raids, and how are they going to carry out the raids? Because this is not the first time such raids are being ordered to be conducted. But what happens after the raid? Do they have the right strategies? And what are those strategies that they're going to employ this time round? The areas are well known. For example, if you go to Kisauni area, the areas like Tua Tugawe, the Magodoroni, Kishada, even parts of Old Town, yes, these are drug dens. The second question should be, are we dealing with the drug users, or we are going to deal with the drug? Simply because getting the drug users is very easy, but how do we cut the supply? Do we arrest the barons so that the fight against drug abuse and drug itself is successful in Mombasa and Coast region at large? Now, maybe tomorrow or this week, according to the president's order that the raid should be done immediately, we're likely to see such kind of raids being conducted. And the third question is this one now. After the raid, after these people have been arrested, the drug users, they're taken to the rehab centers. When they come back, are they able to continue with their normal lives, or there will be such kind of lapse? They'll tell you that the parents of this drug user is very expensive to maintain somebody who was formerly a drug addict, gone through rehab center, then come back jobless, just sitting there idle. Of course, you know, an idle mind will always be a devil's workshop, and this is how most of them find themselves going back into drug abuse. Hence, and that's why when the president ordered that the NYS center be reopened, and that when these drug addicts have been rehabilitated, then they should be given something to do, or they should be incorporated in some community activities whereby they can generate some income, failure to which then we're likely to see them go back to where they used to be. Finally, we've seen some vessels being destroyed. So far, 2 of them have been destroyed for ferrying this kind of narcotics in the region. Some specialists say that that itself is not enough. The main task should be arrest the drug barons, arrest the suppliers, so that the fight becomes successful. Back to you, Yvonne.
Thank you very much, John Juma. Just going through the issues and what it will take to make sure that the president's directive on the crackdown on drugs in the coast region is successful.